I want you now, show me from your Quran that Muhammad is a son of Kitab. No, hold on.
It's called of Ismail. But
Show me
that's
where
why
he's the son of Ishmael. Show me in the Quran. Show me where it says Muhammad is a son of Ishmael, a son of Ibrahim.
Especially in the Quran. This is why we have the seerah of the Prophet Muhammad.
Oh, okay. So what seerah? Seerah Ibn Hisham?
I cannot give it to you right now.
Okay, good. So you admit to everyone your Quran is a lie because your Quran said it's an exposition of everything. It details all its verses, but you just admit, and it's recorded, you can't show me in the Quran that Gabriel is an angel. You can't show me in the Quran that Muhammad is a son of Ishmael and a son of Abraham. So that means you just falsified the Quran. You proved the Quran is a lie.
It's not that. That's why also the Quran has to confirm the hadith. And this
No,
is why,
the Quran didn't say that. It said it explains everything in detail.
really, I'm just saying that it's a known fact that
To who? I can bring you Quran. They'll tell you you are lying. All you need is the Quran, and your hadiths are all garbage. For example, in your hadith, Bukhari, can you tell me why you wake up in the morning and you snort water in and out of your nose 3 times? Why do you do that?
It's sunnah.
No, why? No. The hadith didn't just say it's sunnah. You want me to get you Bukhari, show you what he said? Why?
Citation, and I can tell you the context.
Yeah, the Bukhari is because shaitan stays in your nose and you have to flush him out. So you believe Satan sleeps in your nose? Does he sleep in your wife's nose and your children's nose? Does he sleep in all our noses?
I don't see what's the problem with it.
Oh, you don't have a problem with shaitan being so small that he stays in your nose and you need to use physical water to flush him out. So, okay, is he in everybody's nose? So he's in my nose and your nose overnight?
Not if you make wudu.
Oh, so you admit if you make wudu, then you take him out. So I'm not Muslim, I don't do wudu. So he stays with me all day, all night?
Possible.
Oh, possible. So then you believe this, okay. And do you believe that when, this is again Bukhari, when adhan for the call of prayer is made, shaitan, he farts, so he doesn't hear it?
Shaitan cannot stand the adhan.
Yeah, but he farts, he releases gases?
I don't know about that one.
Oh, I can give it to you.
don't
So I don't think you want to go to that deep. Let's stay away because that deep's going to embarrass you. I promise you it's going to embarrass you.
The idea that spiritual beings can dwell inside the human body did not originate with Islam. It was already deeply rooted in pre-Islamic Arab culture. People believed that jinn could enter a person's body through food, sleep, or by contact with impure places. In popular belief, jinn weren't just responsible for illness or madness. They could also grant power or inspiration, especially to poets and shamans. That's why, in the Qur'an, poets are even associated with jinn in Surah Ash-Shu'ara 26:21-24. When Islam emerged, many of these local beliefs weren't entirely removed, but rather absorbed and reinterpreted within an Islamic framework. According to the hadiths, Satan is said to spend the night in a person's nostrils, and when the call to prayer is heard, he flees in panic, letting out a loud noise as he runs away, just so he doesn't have to hear it. Taken literally, this reflects a continuation of the Arab spiritual cosmology, now redefined under Islamic monotheism and law. Islam teaches that Satan doesn't just whisper into the heart, was, but physically clings to the body, entering through food, sleep, and even residing in the nose during the night. This shows that, in Islamic theology, Satan is not merely a spiritual force, but a being capable of direct, even biological, interaction with the human body. That's why ablution, wudu, and rinsing the nose, istinsyak, are seen not only as acts of cleanliness, but also of spiritual defense, meant to expel Satan's influence. Similarly, the adhan is believed to drive Satan away, his response described in strikingly physical terms. But when we compare this to the Christian tradition, the difference is stark. While the Bible does acknowledge the presence of Satan and evil spirits, such as the story of the possessed man in Mark 5:1-20, it never portrays the devil as dwelling in a specific body part, like the nose. In Christianity, demonic oppression is spiritual and moral bondage, not biological invasion. Jesus never taught that Satan sleeps in noses, farts at prayer calls, or hides in bodily cavities. Instead, Scripture emphasizes that the believer's battle is not against flesh and blood, but against spiritual forces in the heavenly realms, as stated in Ephesians 6:12. From an apologetic standpoint, this becomes a key dividing line. Christianity firmly rejects such biological mythology, seeing it as a form of spiritual anthropomorphism that takes metaphor too far. In Christian theology, the devil does not need a body or physical location to operate. He deceives through lies, temptation, and manipulation of the human will and heart. That's why depictions of Satan reacting with bodily functions, like farting, clash with the Christian understanding of evil spirits, who are seen as intelligent, spiritual agents, not creatures bound by human anatomy.
Shaitan cannot stand the intent.
Yeah, but he farts, he releases gases.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, I can give it to you.
don't
So I don't think you want to go to that deep. Let's stay away because that is going to embarrass you. I promise you it's going to embarrass you. Speaking of which, do you accept that your prophet was married to a 9-year-old when he was 54?
Yes.
Oh, you're okay with that?
It was a different time.
Okay, show
You
me
cannot
from
compare the time to the time.
show me from the time of your prophet where it was acceptable for 9-year-old girls who hadn't reached puberty to be married to 54-year-old men. Because if you know, well, let me ask you.
Let me. Even the Christians of the time used it
No,
against
they
the Prophet
didn't.
Muhammad.
No, you're lying.
Nobody wrote against it because
Yes,
it
they
was
did.
common practice.
When Umar wanted to marry Ali's daughter, you know the story?
Maybe.
Okay, Umar ibn al-Khattab, he wanted to marry the daughter of Ali. She was around
Yes.
10 and 11 years old. You know what Ali said?
What did Ali?
She's too young. So I want to ask you a question. I'll give you the hadith now. How come Kulthum, she's too young to marry Omar when she's 11 and he's in his late 40s, but Aisha 9, she wasn't too young to be married to your 54-year-old prophet?
Reference thing, because you have to understand that Abu Bakr, may Allah be pleased with him, was best friends with Prophet Muhammad.
So your best friend marries your 9-year-old?
It was a different time.
Okay, thank the Lord Jesus, you're not my friend, because if you came and asked to marry my 8-year-old, sorry, brother, either I'm going to go to jail for killing you, or you're going to go to jail for killing me after I attack you. Thank the Lord you're not my friend. If this is what a best friend does, he takes his 6-year-old daughter and gets contract with her and then has sex with her when he's 54 and she's 9. I don't need your friendship. Go find you someone else to be your friend. And are you saying this practice of marrying young girls, minors, it's no longer Islamic? You don't do it to this day? It's been abrogated?
It's still common. It's places like Yemen and stuff like that.
Is it Quranic though?
It's more found in the hadith.
Okay, no, is it in the Quran where this command, where you can marry young girls who haven't had menstruation, it's still something you can do according to the Quran till this day until Jesus comes back?
Yes.
Say it again?
Yes.
And yet you told me it was common back then, but you're admitting, no, even till now, if I live in Islamic State, because of your Quran, you can come and marry my 8-year-old daughter.
Because listen, it's different depending on the father. I don't think any father today would do that with his daughter. In those times, it was very economically different.
Oh, so you mean the Quran, even though it says you can do that, you don't think any father will do that today because he's smarter and better than the Quran?
It's just there's not the women's body was different back then.
Okay.
Not like.
Prove to me that Aisha's body was different, that when she was 9, she was fully mature for a grown man to sleep with her.
Probably Google this.
No, I don't. I've written on this from your hadith. What Google? I have it. What are you talking about? I've written many articles from your hadith, from the Mufassirin, from your scholars saying she was a child, she hadn't reached puberty, which is why your prophet allowed her to play with dolls, because the playing with dolls is forbidden for girls who've reached puberty, right?
Yes.
And wasn't your Aisha playing with dolls when she was taken to your prophet's house?
She was.
And she was allowed to play with dolls until she was 14, according to Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani.
You are correct on that.
Say it again on what?
On that.
And so you're okay with a 54-year-old sleeping with a 9-year-old who is still premature and playing with dolls who hadn't reached puberty, and you want me to follow your religion? Astaghfirullah. Good.
I didn't care to discuss that. I just came to.
No, you need to discuss it because you're trying to tell me Muhammad is a prophet like Jesus and the others in the Bible. So give up my Bible to follow Muhammad. No. You need to discuss because you're telling me to give up my Bible for this man who did all this. Yes, you do need to tell me and defend this.
When we hear that Aisha was still playing with dolls after becoming the wife of the Prophet Muhammad, many people fall silent. Not because they doubt it happened, but because that fact raises profound moral questions. According to an authentic hadith recorded by Muslim, Aisha herself said that she used to play with dolls alongside her friends, and the Prophet never stopped her. This wasn't symbolic play. It was genuine child's play, which under Islamic law is only permitted for those who have not yet reached puberty. Scholars like Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani confirm that the reason Aisha was allowed to play with dolls was because she was still very young. The word used in the hadith is al-lu'ab, from the root la'iba, meaning to play. Its plural form refers to toys, specifically dolls. In Islamic jurisprudence, toys that resemble living beings are typically forbidden, as they are seen as imitating God's creation, except when used by children. So when Aisha continued to play with dolls even after her marriage and while already living with the Prophet, it shows she had not yet reached full maturity, not even by Islamic standards. Some might argue this was normal for the time, but if we justify something simply because it was customary, we replace morality with tradition. Traditions can be strong, but a clear conscience and God's eternal truth are not bound by social norms. We must not confuse what is socially acceptable with what is morally right. In any culture, the exploitation of children, psychologically, socially, or physically, cannot be justified. Even if an entire society approves, it doesn't mean God does. In the Gospel, Jesus never bowed to the flawed standards of his culture. He challenged them, restoring human dignity and especially defending the most vulnerable, including children. He declared that the kingdom of heaven belongs to them and issued a grave warning to anyone who would lead a child astray. That's why we cannot say, "It was normal back then," and stop there. If Jesus is our example, then our moral standard must transcend time, rooted in eternal love and truth. Now imagine someone today in the 21st century doing the same. A grown man, highly respected in spiritual circles, marries a 6-year-old and moves in with her when she turns 9, while she's still playing with dolls. The world would erupt in outrage. We wouldn't ask about cultural context or wait for clarification. We'd know, instinctively, that this is wrong, because a clean human conscience, with or without academic degrees, can distinguish between love and exploitation. So the question is simple, yet piercing. If we can't justify it today, why do we justify it just because it happened in the 7th century? If we believe that God is holy, and a prophet is meant to reflect his character, then why do we accept an example that even many modern Muslims themselves find morally troubling?